was cool and deep with mossy rocks, just right for a cool green frog. The bottom was a pool of clear cool water, just right for swimming and splashing, just right for telling the little frog what a handsome frog he was. The top of the well was a ceiling of blue sky with fluffy clouds facing. Sometimes at night, someone looked down the well to wink at this happy frog on his bed of moss. And what with all these foolish flies and bugs that were curious as to what might be at the bottom of the well, there was plenty for little green frog to eat. Now, since this frog had lived in his well for longer than he could remember, he had one strange idea. He thought his well was a world. He didn't know what a daisy looked like, or what a spring day smelled like. He had never sat on a log and croaked all night. He had never sunned himself in a lily pad. He didn't even know another frog. The world is nothing but moss-covered rocks, he said, with a ball of water at the bottom. But then came a day when all the water disappeared from the well, and no more curious bugs came down to see what a well looked like. Now, what is foolish frog to know? No water to swim in, no mirror to tell him what a handsome frog he was, no bugs to eat. I had better see what is at the end of the world, grumbled the frog, while I still have the strength to hope. He flipped out his tongue to catch the first curious bug he'd seen in days, and then started hopping up to the top of the well, one rock at a time, and suddenly with a plop, he found himself on the top. But what is this? Trees blowing in a blowy wind, sunshine on his shiny green neck, and a clump of daisies, all white and yellow. The little frog was so surprised that he just sat and blinked. But at the next moment, a most attractive bug lighted on a daisy face. That's better, he said, as he finished off the bug. And now that I have come to the end of the world, I think I'll look around a bit. Off he went through the meadow grass, stopping only to eat once in a while. He presently arrived at the muddy bank of the stream, but he had no sooner jumped in for a swim than he had a low bow right over his head. Are you an end of the world creature? Asked the frog, sounding much braver than he felt. Heavens no, I am a cow, said the cow. And this isn't the end of the world. It is the world. It is my pasture. The world ends over there, on the other side of the barn. And with that, she busied herself with a long drink of water. Hopping numbly out of the way, the little green frog decided to follow the stream through the grassy meadow and into a marsh. thousands of blackbirds bobbing and swaying on the telegraphes. Are you a native-world creature? Asked the frog, as one of the birds rested for a minute nearby. I am a bird, squeaked the bird. The world lies dead until you reach the edge of the land. It's a long way away though, because I have never reached it, though I don't worry about it. Besides, said the bird as he fluttered away, this much of the world is quite big enough for me. The green frog was very puzzled by now. There is more to the world than my will, said he, but he was now beginning to grow wise. I will follow the frog and see what there is to see. Through the marsh and into the woods went the brook, and with a hop and a plop, through the marsh and into the woods went the frog. He, in the cool shadows, where the brook talked quietly to the pebbles as it bubbled along, the green frog met animals of the whole world, the deer and the fox, the squirrel and the bear, and they all told him that theirs was a very fine world, in the woods. The world outside my world was more and more interesting, said the frog as he stopped for a lunch on a rock. But I will follow the brook till it ends, and I will see what I will see. He didn't have far to go before the brook slipped quietly into the lake, just as soft drops of rain came pattering down through the leaves of the trees, a well I had never known about. Splish splash, and the raindrops playing on his back felt so good that the little green frog just swelled up his throat and began to sing. Soon he stopped for a minute to catch his breath. What did he hear? Frogs, million of frogs, croaking in the rain. The little frog sat there a minute, thinking. He thought of the cow and her world in the pasture. He thought of the bird and his world in the marsh. He thought of the forest animals in the woodland world. And he thought of his little green frog world in the well. Now that there is water pouring out of the sky, he thought, the well may fill up again. Perhaps I had better go back to my little world of mossy rocks once more. But then he listened again to the beautiful music of million frogs, and the frog, who by now had grown very wise indeed, said, "A foolish frog can be happy all alone at the bottom of the well, but a clever frog can be much happier out here." And with that, he sprang up into the air with his long strong legs. It was the longest leap he had ever made, and he landed right in the middle of a million singing frogs.